guys, Van here from rcnightmare.com. What I'm going to show you today is how to replace the steering servo on a Team Associated SC10. Reasons why you would like to replace the steering servo. Probably the most popular reason is to get a higher performing one. The stock servos are adequate, but usually they're not, they don't provide quite enough power or speed. You can get servos that are very torquey, you know, like 200 ounces of torque, and then do something like do the 60-degree turn in like 10 milliseconds, something like that. So they're quite quick. And then, of course, with the upgraded servo, the benefit is you're going to see much better response from your steering. So let's get started here. So here's the SC10. For this demonstration today, I'm just removing the stock servo and then showing you what the steps involved in putting it back in. The steps are exactly the same if you're replacing it with a new servo. So, okay, let's get started. So, the servos are held in place on this truck with a couple of these servo mounts here. You can see them in my hand here. They go on either side of the servo, and then there's a little spacer in front. I'm going to say, depending on your servo, you may or may not need that spacer, but this is what came with the truck, so I'm going to be putting that back on. And the mounts are held in place with 2 screws on each side, so 2 on here and 2 on there. So let's go ahead. First thing you're going to want to do is attach the servo to the mounts. So I'm going to do that. Put my spacer on. Screw through. Mount on. And I'm using the original screws here too. In most cases, you'll be able to reuse the original screws. And these are 1/16 inch, so just tighten them in. I usually don't tighten them too much at the start, just because I think I did this one a little bit. Let's do that. Whoops. I just want to demonstrate that there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but a little bit of play for the servo mount and the servo, just because of the fact that every servo is not the exact same dimensions. So that little play allows you to adjust it and line it up right. If we go to the truck here, you can see that this cavity here is perfectly flat, right, where the servo is going to go and where the mount is going to be installed, right? So what we need to do is install the mount onto the servo on a flat surface to kind of replicate that. So I don't know if you can see right here. Let's see, there you go. I'm just putting the servo flat onto the table here and applying a little bit of pressure onto the mounts, and then just go ahead and tighten the screws up. There. Good. So this should be able to fit into the truck fine now. The other thing that you'll notice is the servo horn is on here already. But if you're replacing a servo, you're going to have to move the servo horn off of the stock one and then put it onto the new one. And the way to do that is, well, you pretty much just slide it on. But before sliding it on, just make sure that you plug the servo into your radio. Set your steering trim on your transmitter to neutral or 0 or as close to center as you can. Turn on your truck. What that will do is it will bring the servo to neutral position, and when it's in neutral position, that is the time to slide the servo horn on. And when you're installing it, just install the horn facing up with this servo flat, and then I put in the screw there. That's all there is to it. So now we're ready to put the servo into the chassis. This is really straightforward. Just put in the cavity, apply 2 screws at the bottom, and that's it. But before we get that, I just want to mention the steering linkage here. This is what connects the servo horn to the actual steering linkage. So a little connector here. So I'm just going to put this on because it's a little tight afterwards. So let me just snap this on here. Some needle nose pliers. Now you can imagine that with the servo in place, I would not have that ability to do that. Removing the servo is a little tricky too with these ball ends, just because they fit pretty tightly. So what I found helped was removing the screws on the bottom first to give me a little bit more play, and then I was able to remove the ball cups there. So with the servo in place now, I'm just going to turn the truck upside down, and you can see that. There we go. Just 2 set screws. I don't know why I always have that bigger screwdriver there, or hex driver, the smaller one I needed. So here we go. What you gotta do now is just kind of fish around to make sure that this is lined up. Because everything is done upside down here, so. Let me get this. So I'm just going to put that one in and then put this one in real quick here too. Just tighten it down. Flip the truck over. There, that's the servo installed. Last thing to do is just to clip on this ball end. So again, same thing with the needle nose pliers. Just going to move my hand all the way here. On either end, done. So there you have it. That's how you would go about reinstalling or installing a replacement servo into the Team Associated SC10. If you like our videos, please subscribe below, and also please check out our website at rcnightmare.com. Thanks.